You know how,
Continuation.
you know how I want to see us working
Continuation.
together is maybe when someone goes to court and if it's closer state, we'll all go. Support them
Right.
and we're gonna be professional as like we're having a podium in front and we're like, denouncing what they're doing to these people inside. Or we also have, like I say, we gotta get better, we gotta take care of ourselves. Because we were traumatized. The psychic injury must go. But we need each other, we cannot we gotta give everybody some kind of support. We need to have support group.
You can't fight this war alone.
Yes, you can.
You can't fight it alone.
Been doing it for 15 years.
Can you do that with her? Keep her talking. I'm gonna go out. I have to take a breathing treatment.
Okay. Respiratory therapy.
Yes, I have to have respiratory.
Everyone's leaving.
But I want you to get back and do Rosa. Do Rosa and do her.
What do you want me to ask Rosa?
I want Rosa to talk about why she's here.
I don't.
Just tell me,
You don't
because
wanna
I don't
talk?
know you.
We don't know your
Just met
story.
you.
So tell about your story. Cause
Are you kidding me?
this is going to be on YouTube because I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we want to get you out there.
So people if they go to my name, yeah. Do it.
Over here.
She wants me back.
You better stay here.
How about we wait
I'm not
until they
going
come
on.
back?
I told you guys I
Keep
don't
going tonight.
like
She's
these.
coming back. You're gonna do
Wait
right.
until they come back.
I'll sit with you. What do you want me to do?
You want me to sit
Go
right next to you?
go
No,
sit
I'm
over
saying
there.
just locally.
Cynthia, go over there.
You want me to sit with you?
Oh, if you want.
No, we're like
Mary.
converse.
But I thought maybe they could contribute, to the conversation. Are you taping right now?
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yes, no?
no,
Yeah, it's okay.
no. Go ahead,
I've
talk.
taped some weird stuff.
She does.
Have you seen my
used to see us
YouTube?
in the hotel room.
He is so
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we don't, Bob.
Nope.
Nothing like that.
So Jody, you've seen YouTube? Really?
I mean, I
That's a
can
good-
probably edit some. I know how to take some.
After you edit it,
I've got a.
this is not going on
I
there
think
live.
she's taping.
No, she's
Yeah,
not. No,
it's
she's
on.
not. No, she's not. She's not.
It's okay
You're doing
because
fine.
all these people that go onto my YouTube,
No, you asked
my
me why
senators, my congressmen, they actually go on here. And I had a senator just call me 3 weeks ago from Iowa. He says, "I'm watching your YouTube. I'm watching your story."
It, let me know.
I'm
No,
doing it
she's
right
not.
now.
She's not. It's not even on
Yeah,
here.
you're taped right
you
now.
wanted to know why I came, okay?
Yeah, because
And
I
it's
want
perfectly,
all these legislators to
exactly
know.
from what you all said, that this thing is going on for years and years and years. 12 years, 10 years, 15 years. My daughter, I became aware of this because my daughter went through a divorce. And I thought they'd just go to court and get it all settled in one day and it was over. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And when I listened, I was shocked and horrified. I have never stepped in a courtroom. I've never had to get a lawyer for anything. We are law-abiding people. We're very well respected in our community. My daughter's a wonderful mother.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea I would go into court and watch a judge fall asleep while my daughter's talking to him. I mean, she literally had to stop and wait for him to wake up, and do the things that they do and say. And I thought, I'm not originally from this country. I was born in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, my hearing is not that good. And I thought, am I seeing things? Am I going crazy? Or is this really happening? And so then, at the same time that this was happening to my daughter, it was happening to Kelly Rutherford.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually.
So I thought, it's happening to somebody else. So I went on TV and I found her site and I went onto her site.
She goes on my Twitter. She likes
Does she
my.
really?
Yes, she does.
I would love to meet her someday.
I write to her on Twitter,
Yeah.
and she likes my tweets, and we talk. Yeah.
So I went in there, and all of a sudden I see comments from other parents like, I'm going through this too. And actually, I seen Neil Shelton's comment, and he said in there, you haven't heard anything until you hear my story, And I thought, well, nothing could be worse than what my daughter's going through, you know?
You know how many
Poor
times he
Kelly.
was in jail?
Huh?
Do you know how many times Neil was
Oh,
in jail?
about 87 times.
At least 81.
87, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. And then I kept seeing that, you know, I kept seeing his post in there. And I thought, I looked at it one day. I never opened it. I looked at it one day. And I saw that he was from North Carolina. I live in New York, upstate New York, but my daughter lives in North Carolina. So that you know, when I saw North Carolina, I thought, I better read this because it's the same state my daughter's going through this nightmare. So then I read his story, and I thought, oh my God, it's even worse than what we're going through. So I contacted him, and a lot of people started befriending me from Facebook because I was, you know, on Kelly Rutherford's page. And little by little, I became acquainted with other parents that were going through all this. And I thought, I was just, my daughter keeps saying, Mom, just calm down, you know, next time we go to court, everything will be over. Well, it's been 3 years now. And I never thought it would be this long. But when I started hearing how many years everyone has gone through this, I thought, is there a possibility that this is just going to keep going and going and going? And that's what I see. I see that there's just no end to this. So any effort that anyone puts into this, I'm going to try to support them in whatever way I can, you know. And that's why when I heard that Brian was going to see Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul, he invited me to go, and I went. And then he came here, and I thought I'm going to support him and support anybody that I can. And that's why I'm here. But I am disgusted. I am sick to my stomach that this is going on in this. I don't swear, okay? But I can't tell you. I mean, I've had to pray to God to forgive the evil thoughts that I have in my mind because I think they deserve to be all shut in. Seriously, you know. I mean, what parent, what senator would put up with the kind of abuse that they are inflicting on the average person,
Right.
you know, on parents and children. It is sickening. It is absolutely sickening. And I am just appalled that, you know, intelligent people, you know, in government, politicians, who come knocking on your door for your vote. You know?
That's a good point.
You know, they come knocking on your door and they're just wonderful. You know, they'll answer any question. And they want your contributions. And then they get elected and then they ignore. They ignore. You know, when you need something, they ignore you. Now, all of these parents that I became acquainted with, Diane, everyone, all of you, they all have gone to their governors. Every single one of them.
And
They're
the FBI?
senators. They're attorney generals.
In Canada.
And the United States.
In
Yes.
Canada.
Yes.
The president.
Attorney generals?
I even tweet
Mr.
Putin.
Sessions.
I even tweet Putin.
Really?
I tweet everybody I can. You know,
I have
We
too.
figured it's not working in
So
the
they
United
all
States.
know about it.
So we're telling Russia.
Yeah.
I do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Now, maybe North
You
Korea,
bet.
I'm not sure.
You bet.
So they all know about it. The attorney generals. I went to all of Child Protective Service. I went to that. Little did I know that somebody you stay away from. You know, I mean, they're not about protecting children.
No.
And family court is not about families.
No.
It's
keeping
about destruction
families
of
together.
families.
It's about destroying family.
And money.
Because they
Money.
encourage conflict, you know. They want you not to come to an agreement because then they start making money, you know, the lawyers and everyone else.
Right.
And then I learned about Title IV funding, the root of all evil. You know, the Bible says it best.
Yeah.
In 2 Timothy, it says that the love of money, not money. You all need money. I need money too. I need to pay my bills. I need to eat just like you all do.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But it's the love of money. It's the greed when you cannot
Get enough.
you
That
can never fill your
insatiable
pockets,
need.
and you're using children to fill your pockets.
Right.
You know, you're sucking the blood out of people, you know, taxpayers, You're using children, and then you're using the taxpayer dollars.
And doing so with intentionally and willfully.
Yes, they know.
Malicious.
Seeking
Maliciously.
a malicious
Yes.
intent
Right.
and premeditation.
Right.
That is sickening.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's sick.
you
Yeah.
know, I'm sorry if I said anything was too abrasive.
No, everyone needs.
You should hear me talk.
Everybody needs to know. Hopefully, someone will be listening.
I think, and you know,
That
I
needed to
think
be
that
educated.
Any of these politicians, if the same thing happened to them, God knows what they would do. So, like I said, my daughter is a wonderful girl. She
Gorgeous.
tells me, Mom, maybe you're too angry and God is just not making things turn my way because you can't forgive them. And so I try to forgive, not the politicians, I do not forgive them.
No.
Because they know what they're doing. But I try to forgive her ex and his family because he is the father of my grandchild, and I would never want to keep my grandchild away from any family member. You know, even
Unless
though
they
he is
possess the
abusive.
rest.
You know,
Right.
and this is another whole story. But I am really disappointed that this is happening in this country. This is happening in this country.
Every second.
I got a question because I don't know how long's your daughter. Has she been without
My
her
daughter,
child?
how old is she?
No, how long she been without the child?
Well, she lost custody 3 years. She went a period where she didn't see her daughter for 6 months. Then she finally gained some time, and it was 4 hours a month at McDonald's with her ex there supervising. Okay? And McDonald's, and my daughter's a freak when it comes to eating the right foods.
Right.
You know, everything's got to be organic for her daughter. Everything's got to be, you know. So now she finally got 8 hours every Saturday, and every other week it's 6 hours. So, and I haven't seen my granddaughter in 2 years. And I went there 2 times, stayed 3 months, and hung around to see her. But since my daughter can see her, I can see her either, you know. And I mean,
I gotta put you on
all of
YouTube.
us could write
I
an
don't have it on
encyclopedia about each one of our, you know, experiences. But they're all horrible. And you call this a civilized nation, United States?
Right.
You know? I mean, this is like a third world country. It's worse.
It's barbaric.
They have more respect for parents and children in those countries than they do here. I mean, and this is all because of money.
I think if this-
and children.
Yeah.
If this happens to different countries, they're not gonna put up with it.
No.
The
Because
people.
they know fairness. They know fairness. But since it's America, we got so much, you know, freedom.
Well, they all want to take your tax dollars, and this
Yes.
is the way they're doing it. They're just federal
Well-
funding.
I don't mind if they
Kind of
take
fork.
your tax dollars, but to take our children
Yes.
Right.
is a
Laundering
whole
our money
different thing.
And using our kids.
And taking our paychecks, extorting us, leaving us homeless.
Right.
We're
That's-
broken
So
and we're damaged.
everyone knows about it. Every senator, every governor, attorney general, and they all look the other way.
In all 50 states.
All the way through Canada, because
We
every
have
lawyer I talked to in
presented-
Canada,
We have presented
exactly
all
what's
the
going
evidence to them, and they've dismissed it.
And it's really global. I mean,
It
it's
is global.
Australia,
It's
France,
Western
Germany.
NATO
It is.
nations.
It
It's all
is.
Western NATO nations.
It is.
Now, Paul, go over there before he makes me finish.
No, go ahead.
Because I want to get him on
No,
this
no,
one
no,
too.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
We'll do him.
No. Oh, no, go ahead.
Because he wants to be last.
No, I don't.
Yes, you are. Because this is my
I don't
channel.
want to go at
The
all.
I
other
said
thing
so.
that really upsets me
Okay,
is
hold
that
on.
parents cannot take it anymore.
Yeah.
The pain is
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, we're losing 23
You
parents a
cannot,
day.
You
We're losing
cannot.
23 parents a day to this problem. to
How
this
many
epidemic.
teenagers
Yeah,
commit
and how many-
suicide?
and that's the next
Nobody's
one.
even nobody's even counting that.
Because they don't have a loving
Right.
parent in their life.
They can't take
And
it.
that's
The biggest cover
that
up.
feeds the
Not the
And
parents, but it's the
Rosa's
Psychiatric
granddaughter, I
problems,
think.
the heroin addiction, everything.
I think Rosa's granddaughter, wasn't she really young? Because I was going to ask.
She was three and a half. When
That's what I was going to
we
ask.
took her.
Okay, about that. Her age, because I saw the picture you gave me of your daughter.
Yes.
The
now
real
she's
pretty
6.
picture where she's holding.
sick.
Was she holding the baby?
6, I'm sorry.
But the ones that are real young, according to like Dr. Craig Childress and all these experts, will end up having an attachment-based disorder. And they're going to be the same people that do it to their spouses,
Right.
that do it to their children, that alienate them. It's just going to keep on going.
Yes, not only that, but all social ills
Yeah.
stem from a broken family.
Right.
And throughout history, every empire that the family, was dysfunctional or whatever, the empire fell apart when the family fell apart.
Right.
So this country, unless they do something about this, Americans' family will be destroyed eventually. I mean, there's no future for our children with this, system.
I think that we outnumber whatever issue they have, because we as parents, they need to hear us, because these are like future generations you're just destroying.
Yep.
We work so hard raising our kids to love, honor, and obey.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we have the parent, the alienator, that would actually destroy the love.
Yep.
They do.
Instead of the love that we thought, they're gonna do hate the mom, hate the dad, disrespect,
Right.
the parents, all that stuff. But I wanted to come back to coming from the heart, wherein regardless what happened to our marriage, you cannot lose your kids, and at the same time, we have to actually give some respect to each other. We go to court it's like this is the worst people on earth.
Right.
I'm like, for me, I experienced my ex actually grading me and just telling the court that I abused him. And the guy is so tall, masculine,
Mm-hmm.
and little me, and this commissioner actually like, you did that, because he was actually crying, the fake tears.
Oh, mine did that.
Mine too.
Oh,
So,
yes.
and then he comes up with, like, she beat me and she ran me.
Why are you always doing this to me? That's what mine would say. Why are you always doing this? And then he
So-
beat on himself. Why are you always doing this to me?
So when he almost choked me to death, his explanation was, I was following him upstairs, and I just suddenly fell down.
Out of the blue.
Just let me tell you, he hit me so hard where it would not show bruises.
Right.
And then when I fell down, he just kept on kicking me, and he was not satisfied, and he wanted to choke me. Strangulation was now family, but back then, nobody can help. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, but for some odd reason, they kind of like ignore the pain and suffering, because now it's not a good thing to fund the female, like in domestic violence. So like, no, this is not even a gender specific. Both male and female are getting abused, but please bring the abuse or survivors.
Right.
Not those abusers painting us a picture that we abuse them. Because
that's
you
what
know,
abusers
Jody,
do.
Well,
Jody,
hang
why don't
on.
you jump in here for a minute
Well, I want to say about what, before I forget, hang on 1 second. When she's talking about the abuse, Melissa,
Melissa?
hold on 1 second. Melissa,
Melissa?
hold on. Sorry.
Melissa.
When we went to the Parental Alienation Symposium, we asked Dr. Craig Childress, who's the guru of parental alienation, right? And we asked him if parental alienation was an extenuation of domestic abuse, and he said yes. It's an extenuation of domestic abuse, and that he said most of the women, almost 100% of the women that alienate the children from the father were sexually abused in their past. All of the men that do it have a personality disorder. Some sort of like even bipolar personality disorder. Or whatever.
But, when she's talking about being a victim of domestic abuse and being a survivor, she's still a survivor because she's still here. But the fact remains is that she is a victim of domestic abuse, and that abuse is being delivered by the domestic relations courts.
That's right.
Okay?
Yep.
She's still being victimized because she went to the system that's predicated upon an illusion that she went there looking for some assistance and for some help and saying, just help me get away from this. You know, I don't want to be in this environment, only to discover that she was changed from being in this environment to a different environment. The abuse is still happening.
Yep.
She's still being abused. And that's the same way with everyone in this room.
Mm-hmm.
They're still being abused, with the exception of myself. I mean, because I have my children. But the abuse is still there even in my case because I still have to deal with the drama from my daughter that's 18 years of age, trying to educate her into where we're at and why it is that we can't stop this movement and stop this fight. We have to continue to move forward so that she can break that cycle. And I think that's what we're all after, is breaking the cycle of the domestic abuse that's being delivered at the hands of the domestic relations courts. That's what has to happen. But tonight, I have a young man here tonight that I really want to introduce tonight. And because he's going to be running for the governor's office in the state of Ohio.
Is he?
That's a fact, in 2024. And then Chris Marks, who is now running, that's the presidency. We're going to position my son to run for the President of the United States of America in 2040. So Zach, I want Zachary here. Zachary, come on in here. Tell these folks. No, tell these folks. Seriously.
How old are you?
13.
And what's your name?
Zach.
No, it's not. Isn't it Zachariah?
No,
Zachariah?
say that's my nickname. No,
Oh.
that's my father's nickname.
Look at him.
Nobody else allowed to call me that but my dad. Yeah.
He's better looking than Hillary and Trump together.
Amen, amen. He picked good parents. That's what I tell him. He picked good parents. Okay. But Zach, are you seriously considering making a run for the President of the United States in 2040? Why is that? Why do you want to run for president?
What's your main goal
I don't know.
besides flying in a helicopter?
And removing Judge Reisinger's ass off the bench.
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay. Zach, do you think that the court helped our family, or do you think the court hurt our family?
Screwed our family.
Oh.
Yeah.
And do you think that you'll think about this for the rest of your life? Do you think you'll ever get over it? Do you think you'll
Someday.
remember it forever?
I'll get over here someday.
Someday, you think?
But he'll always remember it. I mean, he'll always have those memories of what was lost in the time. And that's one of the things that I keep telling everybody when they say, you know, but Brian, why are you suing these people? And that was one of the things that I got from the state, was they were saying, you know, we could come to a certain amount of agreement on some of the errors that have been done, but there will never be financial sanctions imposed because we have the 11th Amendment protects the state. And then I'm saying the 11th Amendment doesn't protect the state when the state knowingly, intentionally, willfully, deliberately violates my God-given constitutionally protected unalienable rights. And here's the reality of it. Here's the reality of life. I tell people everything in life revolves around economics. Everybody says that I'm not in this for, you know, to get money. I just want my children. Jody, you and I have had a number of conversations on that. And I say, but here's the reality of life. With money, it buys you freedom, to buy you time to spend it with the ones that you love. And isn't that what we do as parents? We spend our time and our money on our children because we love them. We want to have that relationship. And I tell everybody is that, no, and I tell my children, this first $100 million suit is nothing. I'm positioning each one of my children right now, which I have a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old right now, that are following through behind me to go in because we're holding the state responsible for what they did. In just 5 years, my son Zachary here will be 18 years of age. Zach, too, will be going after the state because they have done wrong.
Yes, you are.
They have done wrong. And we're saying that it's high time that we get paid back because we can't regain or recapture the last 8.5 years of our lives. But what we can do is we can take those resources and put it into a foundation to be able to assist others that are going through this, so that collectively we have the resources. Because I'm saying we don't need to be hiring an attorney. What we need to do is that we need to come together as a people, and we need to hire a firm, because I tell people is that a lawyer isn't there to be your representative to talk for you. He's there to be your ears to understanding the legalese in which he speaks, and to tell you what's going on. Not to leave you out of the room. Not to take you and push you aside. There's a reason why I went through 100 attorneys in our case. And part of that reason is that a lot of people thought that I was an idiot. They thought that, I was too hard and they couldn't deal with me, because I was too demanding. And I was saying, you're not coming to steal a house, a car, something that is of no value to me. You're coming to steal the very essence of life. You're coming to deprive me of my right to raise my children the way that I see fit. And I think that's where it is with everybody in this room, is that, there's never been a finding on anybody that's sitting here where the state has been able to prove on a clear and convincing standard, not some BS preponderance of the evidence that they taint the brush and they paint you with this obscured view that you somehow possess a risk to your children. When you take and you look at the court system, taking and saying that though Paul may very well have been found innocent by all these different agencies that he abused his children, doesn't remove the possibility that he could have. So predicated off of a possibility, the court takes and they remove your children, and you're sitting there and you're saying, well, wait a minute, there's an equal possibility that a judge jaywalked, and if the state's that damn desperate for money, we ought to start issuing every damn judge a ticket
And
for
there
jaywalking.
is like
Okay?
a very real reality that your son pointed out. Right outside, there is a police officer that is illegally parked, that's been sitting out here on this corner all night.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But he's only illegally parked if somebody else says that he's illegally
Or
parked,
sees
not
this.
us, but one of his superiors,
You can make a
or
citizen's
we're
arrest.
all in this system. So
Call the
today,
police.
and Catherine, and I'm drawing a blank, Jody, on her last name, the lady that was there,
That
tonight.
picked us up?
No,
Carolyn?
Oh, Carolyn and Douglas.
Yeah, Carolyn Douglas, yes. So many people, so many things happening down here at this summit. And a great big shout out to Leon Kozel. Just want you to know that we appreciated seeing you there today.
I wasn't there.
And it was,
We
yeah.
was there.
Now, but back to Carolyn there. She's going to be at our summit meeting tomorrow. Marty Oakley is in bed, as we stated, trying to get some rest for tomorrow's event. And we're hopeful that we can pack the house, that there's a number of people coming out. But it's not just about packing that house. It's about everybody here is wanting to offer anybody and everybody that's watching this the hope that, and I agree with Paul. Paul was saying it's past the time for hope. It's a time for action. But we want to encourage people to have the hope that there's people out there fighting for that action, so that we can bring about that change. But we all need you to come together and stop this nonsense with calling people moles, or saying that, there's this division, there's all this nonsense. We got to stop killing our own wounded, because everybody here has been battered. We've been bruised, and it's the hardest thing to do is to come along people that you love. Just like tonight when I had to say to Jody, you're your own worst enemy sometimes. You got to stop. Because Jody, I love you, and I want nothing but good things for Jody, But I want to be the one to sit there and say, Jody, we don't want to ostracize ourselves, even though Mike Volpe may be an ass at times. So too might you. So too might I. So too might everybody in this room. We all have our indifferences, and we have challenges between us, just as civil rivalries do.
Right.
Just as any family does. But we can't
However,
afford to lose people
No.
that are in this movement
You
trying
have
to
put
bring about
whatever
a change
effort
into
important.
what we're after.
proactive and not be distracted with all of this bickering
Am I gonna have to
It
edit
is
this?
important though
Yes.
also
I
to
would take
realize
his
that
name
there
out of
are a lot of moles who are in our groups, who
Right.
are on our Facebook pages, who are trying to distract us and divide us and create drama. And so Paul is not a mole. I didn't say he ever
You
was.
can call
I said
me a
he's
mole. I
talking
don't
about
care. I don't
That's
need
right,
any.
that's
I don't
what-
need.
that's what he
I don't
said.
need anybody's
He's like,
help.
somebody's called me
I'm
that
not
before,
here
but-
to get help.
Right.
No one.
Yeah, he's here for his
What?
kids.
What?
He's
Yeah.
here for his
Right.
kids. He's here for his kids. And he's absolutely right.
I'm not waiting for anybody else to get busy.
Right,
Right,
it's
right.
him. And that's what he's saying. He's saying, I gotta keep fighting for my children the best way I know how. I'm hopeful that I can come along with other people and gain some support, gain some assistance, and let's unify our voices together. But Paul's absolutely correct, is that he's here on a mission. And that mission is for him to be reunited with his own children. And that's every single one of us. And we're saying we all have, we all have the same common enemy, and that is the court. And we're sitting there and we're trying to unravel, how is it remotely possible that the court system can do this? And as Paul illuminated today, is that they've been doing it for 40 years. So they've become entrenched that it's okay because we've been doing it.
Nobody's
Right.
stopping them.
That's kind of why I think we need to move away from attorneys, stay away from law firms.
Actually-
Don't feed the beast.
In
Actually,
order-
I gotta-
Because as an advocate, you don't have
Hold
a
on.
duty to the bar, you don't have a duty to the court,
And-
you don't have a duty to the judge. However, as an advocate, I've taken Dr. Hubbard's class and there is case law, which allows me to communicate to the courts for people. However, I have to tell the courts that law, or they're gonna say, stop practicing, or I can't let you talk because you're practicing law.
That's
without
what they
a degree,"
did to her.
Because that's what they did when I was in court with Jody, and the ADA coordinators don't recognize the ADA law. The ADA coordinators don't even know the ADA law. And so because it was passed with no funding. So if we can get a team of advocates who know, like,
But that's one segment of it. That's
the
one
law,
segment,
but
the
we know where
ADA.
to find the law to
Okay.
give that information.
But we don't
And
need
so-
the law to tell us
No, because,
what it is to be a parent.
right.
We damn well know what it is
Well,
to be a parent.
Right,
law
right.
reinforces what we know.
Well, yeah,
the
but
law
I-
is there. It's black and white,
law-
clear as day. Anybody here can
Everyone.
read it. That's why we don't need lawyers.
Right.
Lawyers know that, so they're trying to
And
brainwash everybody like
also,
you don't know what you're
by
talking
the
about.
ADA
It's the
law-
easiest thing in the world. It's
Right.
dark writing on a light background. It's
By
very
the ADA
clear.
law,
Yeah.
though, I want everybody to know that you do not have to be certified to be an ADA advocate for somebody else.
Yeah.
Anybody can be an
Yeah, I
ADA
gotta go find a
advocate
place to park.
for somebody else. It's whoever you feel comfortable going to court and communicating
Yeah.
for you. You just have to go through the ADA
We need to go
coordinator.
find
So there
places
is no
to park.
certification.
So it's one,
So
two,
any of us
three,
can
we
be an
start to
advocate for
move?
somebody else.
We're gonna have to move it to
Well,
a-
I think, Jody, that it all comes down to good versus evil.
It does.
It's a
That is
spiritual
aside from
warfare.
all
So
the
let's
stuff
us
that's
be good to
spiritual,
each other, so there's no
So-
confusion on who the evil
And
is.
the reason why I came was not for Jody, but for you, Brian,
Oh,
to support
hey.
you. Sorry, Jody.
No, I'm just kidding.
But to support you in speaking on behalf of judicial accountability and integrity. And I will never get my kids back. I'm damaged, broken, I'm done. They'll never come back, they're too damaged. But I will hold every judge who's harmed all of these parents accountable, including mine. Because this is inhumane what they have done to us. This, aside from the law, we know right from wrong and good from evil.
Yeah.
We know love, we know hatred, we know how to treat others, we know truth, and we know lies. That's something that's
And
innate.
we know about
Yeah.
manipulation. You know, when she's talking there, and I'm so proud tonight to have my son Zachary here, because when I had been separated
Future
and not
governor.
seen my children for such a long period of time, and they had given me back visitation, I had picked my children up. Zach was with me, and we were over at a mayor's house, and he was 7 years of age at the time, and we had a disagreement on some issues, and I told Zach to be quiet. Zach just kept talking, and he called me a liar, okay, because it was about a trailer. Do you remember the incident about the trailer when we were with Lee? You
Don't
probably don't
admit
even
it on
remember.
tape.
Okay.
Not on tape.
Yeah, don't admit it on
Not
tape.
on
That's
tape.
what she says, okay?
Plead the
But we had an
fifth.
incident there, and I told him that we were going to pick up the trailer, and then things had changed and we weren't going to, and he called me a liar, okay? And sometimes in life, we give the appearance like it was on Monday. I was supposed to be here for you, Jody. It wasn't meant that I was a liar. It simply meant that sometimes life changes, and there's things that get thrown into the mix. Whereas if you don't have the economics, if you don't have a vehicle, if you don't have this, or if you get hauled into court, whatever it is, that and all of a sudden we take a personal offense to it because, you know, Brian, you were supposed to be here and I wasn't. So I'm not a liar, okay? One moment, Jody, no, I'm not talking that, but I am saying about my son, is that though how the court can take something so innocent and they twist it, because we went into court 2 days later. I was called into court because the children's attorney had filed a motion to the court to intervene, saying that he had found out that I was being physically abusive to my children. And we were in court and he said, you know, what kind of a father would take and smack their child in the mouth? And I said, a better question would be, what kind of a father wouldn't? Okay? You weren't there. You don't know. It's not like I took my arm and just swung it back with my full fist, full power, and knocked his teeth out and hit his head into the wall. I took 2 fingers and I swept it across my son's mouth to draw his attention that you don't ever speak to your father in a negative, derogatory fashion.
Let's see if you
No
still
one
have
does.
teeth. Do
And
you still
now
have
you see
teeth?
this
I
man.
love you.
Let's see if you have teeth.
My dad always
He
said,
knows.
never let anybody
Okay.
hit you, and if they do, put them down quick and fast.
But
and there's no
I'm
sense in
saying
fighting.
that because
That's my-
it's amazing to me how the court can twist things.
Yep.
And they take something that is an illusion, okay? They accuse you of abuse,
Well, they
okay?
even fabricate
Yeah, they-
stories.
Yeah, and then it's put into the record, and once it's put into the record, then you have to combat the falsehoods.
Right.
And how do you prove out a false negative?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
it's an impossible fact. But I'm here to offer people hope because we did do that. We proved out the false narratives. We proved out how the entire system is predicated, you know, on this illusion of justice, but there's no evidence to substantiate the claim. They simply make a statement that we're here about truth and justice, when the reality is that they're here for casino justice.
Yeah.
Lay your money down, roll the dice, and you got a 50% chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you also have a 50% chance of losing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's incredible. We have to move our vehicles here tonight because where we're at with this young lady, we're gracious and she's allowed us to stay here. And it's a God thing. And I think that, you know, when I think it was Diane saying that this is good versus evil.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best fight of my life, you know, and I think it's the best fight of everybody's life in here. But it's a fight that we wish we never would have had to been dragged into.
I don't
Okay,
know if I'd say
We're
the
not
best,
here
but
by-
definitely the most
Yeah.
important.
it's hard to walk away. You can't walk
You
away.
can't, once you've been a victim to this kind of
Inhumanity.
worse inhumanity.
Yeah.
Even if my kids were to walk into my life tomorrow and I were to get 100 million from the state of New Hampshire,
I'm still fighting.
I would still be at all of
Oh,
these
all of
things
us
with
would.
all of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the only people that I can relate to in my life,
As those that have been victimized as you have.
because you're the only ones
That can relate.
that can relate to the pain. And like Brian said earlier, it's an instant bond when you meet anyone that's a victim. You have an instant bond that cannot be broken.
And her story is horrible.
Yeah.
I think everyone's
It's kind of
story
good
is
because,
horrible.
I mean, it's bad, but it's good because some of our family members even are against us because they've been gaslighted by these
Yes.
alienators.
Sure.
Yes.
So this becomes our new family.
Or they
Sort
just
of.
been tired of
Everybody,
hearing
Listening to
your
us.
Or they
pain.
think you did something wrong.
Oh,
Everybody
I have a
is
friend
afraid
that says
to-
if you
they're
come
afraid of the
over,
courts.
When
if
I'm
you
talking
come
about
over, we can't talk about it. I go, what am I going to talk? I'm sitting there going, oh my God,
We're
what am I
gonna
going to talk about?
It's
So I
who
don't go.
am. It's who I am now.
I don't even
To
go.
be a parent is a fundamental right, a God-given right. You know, to
And-
parent your children without government interference. The government has no right to take your children away.
And your children have the right to love both parents.
Right.
Parents, yes.
That's right.
Otherwise, they grow up as unhealthy adults.
So my point on when Brian was talking, I mean, it is our success that he was reunited with his kids, and there's no jealousy coming from us. We are happy. That is our victory.
That's
I just
right.
want to let you know that, you know, this is how we should feel about each other when we get
Yeah.
reunited with our kids. We
I
should
do.
celebrate.
Yeah, every time I hear someone go, I got to my kid today, I'm like, yes, because it gives you hope.
Keeping
Maybe
a
it's
child
gonna
away
happen.
from the other parent is abuse to the child. I mean, how,
There's no worse crime on earth.
it's horrible.
There is no worse crime.
And Paul
the
disagrees with
children.
me. I call this genocide. Is what it is. It is
And I
a war
agree.
crime, and people don't.
It's a war crime. I didn't say it
understand that.
wasn't.
Like, and
Genocide.
the reason that I think that way is because I was raised that way.
Killing
I was
of a-
taught that that's what this
targeted
is. I
group
just
of
didn't
people.
realize
Class,
people.
group or
that
class of
it
people.
was going on.
We're not
But I
a
didn't
group or
see
a
it.
class.
Yeah.
But
Well, we are with parents.
it's not only
Well, it's
killing
human rights
members of the
violation.
group,
What's that
it's
you
causing
have?
serious
Right.
bodily injury or mental harm to members of the group, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part, imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, which is a major one right there, because these people that go through these court systems have their children taken away, and they might have had more children, but they don't want to have more children to bring them into this world. So that is definitely there, and then also, finally, forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. And yes, there is a definition of a group, however, we're free thinkers, we're Americans, this is an American genocide. So,
No, it's also important to note that there was a study done in High Point, North Carolina, that says that 22 or 23 million parents are alienated from their children.
How many?
Right.
this is the
And it
international
does not
definition.
count grandparents, other siblings,
We'll get a
cousins, relatives, uncles, aunts, friends of the alienated parent, neighbor. I mean, it affects
That's a low number, I think.
money.
How many did you say?
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't hear it.
everybody is affected because, like, my children's friends are
Oh, yeah.
affected. Like, because my children don't talk to their friends anymore. They still talk to me,
Yeah.
but they can't
Well,
talk to the friends that talk to me.
Paul said that this has been going on for 40. I know from experience, well, no, in my own family, it's actually been going on for 70.
Well, it's been going on since the dawn of Earth. Man, tribes hunted other tribes and stole their children.
I mean, my own
Right.
father
Slavery.
went through this.
But I mean,
Yeah.
the people who are doing it now, the contractor who did it to my family, the contractor is doing it to my family. Children's Home Society has been doing it for 100 years in the United States, and now they're in over 35 states.
Tell them what a contractor is.
But
I've never heard that.
The guys take the people who take the children from the courts, the ones that give the kickbacks to the judges.
Here, sit down and tell them what happened. Come
What
on.
happened? You talk. This is 15 years.
I'm talking about right now. You're not up. You have been on here.
I want to tell you something. I won in Supreme Court. So the court ordered to reverse and remand the decision, correct? What had happened was they didn't follow what the Supreme Court did, so I filed again, went back to Supreme Court. So what happened there was they had a hearing for me while my Supreme Court is being, held, right?
Oh.
So when I get to court, the lower court, I was handcuffed. Yeah. I was sent to jail for 3 days. I was over detained. I only was supposed to be there for like maybe 2 hours because somebody's gonna bail me out.
Yeah.
And it happened like 3 days. And that 3 days and 3 nights was so horrible because there's the guard that would kick the door at 12 o'clock at night and point a gun on my head. Every night. Did you know that after I got out, I actually have this trauma that I only look at the window and I just, for a whole month, I have to withdraw my courses.
Yeah.
I would withdraw my course, 3
You're
courses.
traumatized for life.
Yeah, so I look at the window for a month, and so when the court is, for me to actually answer the briefing, I could not do it.
Can't do it.
So what was that tells you?
No, I
What
know.
state was that in? I want to know what state where you had a gun to your head.
Delaware.
In Delaware,
And,
the police.
That's happening.
And you know what
And,
happened?
and innocent,
Yeah.
like the same thing happened to me where I was cuffed and shackled and thrown in a cell with shackles and cuffs on as an innocent, loving, protected mother. And the shackles were digging into my legs, cutting off my circulation. And I'm saying, why am I being shackled? Take them off, they're too tight. I can't, my legs are turning blue.
Cutting off the circulation.
We have orders from the judge to keep the shackles on and cuffs and threw me in the cell. So I have no way to move. My legs
Wow,
and my arms.
that's torture. That's cruel and
It
unusual
was
punishment.
torture.
It's torture.
Come on. These
What
are war
state?
crimes. These are war
And
crimes.
I have
Crimes against humanity.
What
And
state? Say what
the
state.
state of New Hampshire, Judge Julie Intricasso.
Wow.
Mhm.
A
And when
woman,
I got
too.
back to court, an evil woman. When I got back to court the next time, of course, for 6 months I couldn't even breathe. I was so traumatized. I had nightmares every night. I still have them. But I said to her, "Good morning. You didn't silence me.
Good for you.
You didn't."
Isn't
So wait a minute. During that time, I want to say that the only thing that got me through being in that jail cell, shackled and moved and having to pee, and knowing that I was under the camera, I was not going to use that toilet. I was not going to use that toilet, and I didn't. I must have prayed the Our Father and Hail Mary 500,000 times. It's the only thing that got me through. And every time I want to speak out and want to move forward, I have flashbacks to being in that cell because I know what they will do to me again.
Yep.
Yeah.
People don't believe that's happening.
Nope, it's happening
This is-
every
this is
day.
North Korea. I'm telling you.
It's worse than North Korea. And Trump ought to get his focus back on the United States of America.
And us.
So they
are-
shoot people in North Korea for having a Bible.
They
They're
shoot
killing
people here
parents
too.
and children every single second.
So I want to know: do you care about what's happening in Russia or
I don't
the health care right now? Do you?
I don't care
don't.
about anything but
I don't
what's
either.
happening to our children.
Me too.
That is my only focus.
2:30.
Oh yeah, you can
Oh, it's 2:30 a.m.
All right, say bye.
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 Now, before we go shifting gears,